Jonathan flies, doesn't know why all the earthly dreams burn and die on the ground. Jonathan flies in heaven that has always been around. Far away, oh, far away from a world that has gone insane. Jonathan flies higher and higher, far above the clouds, ushering rain. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of the Indie Couch Sessions, and we have been taking a little breaks in between, but then every Saturday is an action day for us, and we are very glad to have our friend Titash joining us from Calcutta for this episode. And I have known Titash for quite a few months and years now because we have a lot of common friends, and I exactly know the kind of magic that he creates with his original compositions. So I did not think twice before, giving him a ring and asking him to come down for this because we also had done an Instagram live session when it was trending back in the day when the lockdown was pretty new to all of us, and that was a blast of a session. We had a great time, and I think that's where the partnership started, right, Titash? That me running
Yeah,
after you,
yeah.
boss, come, let's sing, and let me promote your music. So how have you been all these months? I think that was in May or June, and we are in October. But then, if you ask me, I can't differentiate between October and June, July because I still feel I'm in March, April. I don't know. The entire timeline is very messed up. What about you?
Yes, 2020 has been that way. There are no seasons, there are no months. It's just pandemic and lockdowns. Every season is a lockdown, every month is a lockdown, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been good actually since then. And after doing your session, it was something that I did for the first time, and it really gave me the opportunity to think about my music and to introspect. And
I'm so glad.
also I have like made this basic setup at home for
Mhm.
recording stuff that I'm creating. And I think that it was your Instagram sessions that was a big factor behind all of this. And also I have started uh, giving guitar lessons
Oh
online
yeah,
as well,
yes,
since everything is happening online these days. So
yeah,
that is what
absolutely. I
I'm
mean,
doing. And
it has gone to this extent that I think that I can end up meeting the prime minister online also. I mean,
yeah,
the way things are going. I mean, but yeah,
I yeah.
yeah. Tell me. Sorry.
No, I saw Amitabh Bachchan also like hosting online Zoom sessions, which is being aired on NDTV and stuff like that. So
Oh,
even the
okay.
field of journalism, which you are a part of as well,
Yeah.
so they are also having many online things right now, right? So
And I'm sure that we'll someday end up writing a song about these times. But then, to start with, you have beautiful songs, and you were telling me that you were creating a story sort of a flow with combining all your songs like a medley sort of. But then, if you
yeah.
can break it down for us song by song, so what's going to be the first song, and what's the story, and how do we connect it from there on? Let's start from here.
So the story goes like you know a few of my songs which I did on the Instagram sessions back then.
Yeah.
So I have taken all these songs and I have created a character which came from the feeling of it's a female character, and
Hmm.
I had the image of Mother Nature or Mother Earth, you can call her. So that is a character I've used in between. And even Jonathan is a character in the story which is a part of this song Rain,
Oh
which
yes.
is which comes later on at a later stage in the medley. So even Jonathan is a character. So I've created these transitions and intersections, traveling between songs. But since this is not a gig, what I plan to do today is break it down into, because it has three distinctive parts, so I want to break it down into three
Wonderful.
parts as we go along. So maybe I can start with the part one. This is the part which has the song Waterfall.
Waterfall. Oh, my favorite.
Many, many years ago, I was born out of a star. Many, many years have passed, I've healed a lot of scars. I'm a woman. Look into my deep blue eyes, it's you against the sky. I'm everything that's in between, and I'm a mother to your child. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm an aging tree, the raging seas, and the mountains standing tall. I'm Jonathan the seagull, and I'm flying above all. And I can see the world in me, and me in the whole wide world. And I can see a waterfall. I heard your call. I can sit beside you through the day, watch the streams of time float away till I've seen it all. Waterfall. I heard your call. Your beauty is beyond compare. You're sitting with your silver hair falling on my thighs as I slowly rise to the sky till I'm feeling small. Where do you go? Will you take me there? Slipping away on your silver hair. Where do you go? Will you take me there? Slipping away, slipping away. Lovely lady, your eyes are closed, but can you hear the roar rising in the horizon? Someday maybe the crimson rose burns up in smoke and ash in a fiery poison. Where do you go? Will you take me there? Slipping away on your silver hair. Where do you go? Will you take me there? Slipping away, slipping away.
So
As I
I
keep telling you, I mean, this is for our viewers. Whenever I hear Titash singing, I get teleported to this world where I see a lot of positivity happening around me. I see a lot of butterflies, and with the way he
I have a butterfly on my t-shirt right now. So if that helps.
and and yeah, I mean, the songs actually make you feel like that. You feel that you are in the middle of a rainbow. You feel that there's a lot of good people. There are a lot of good people around you, and you see the hills, you see the waterfall, and it's like very ambient and very natural. I mean, that's the best part about I think your songwriting. So tell us, for a lot of singer songwriters, it's very difficult to come up with a start. So
Yeah.
how do you start writing a song? I mean, in the sense that you may have a tune in your head and you have these words which you
Hmm.
weave beautifully around the chords that you play. So did you always want to make music which would be this much ambient driven, in the sense just an acoustic guitar, but then there's still a lot of ambience with the chords that you are playing. You are coloring the
Hmm.
song very nicely. So what's the process behind all this?
Actually, I have a guitar at hand all the time at home and wherever I go, even while traveling. So I generally take an instrument along. So that's the starting point. And most of the time, it's not even songwriting. It's like you are sitting around with an instrument and just noodling to find
Hmm.
something
Yeah,
which strikes a chord in your heart as well. So
yeah.
it mostly starts with that. And I'm not a very I don't write songs so often, you can say, but there have been phases in the last 5 years that I have sat around and for a month or two I've written a few songs out of which I've taken lines to
Right.
plug into another song that are of the similar vibe. Because during these phases, uh, what generally happens that it's a kind of a similar zone that I'm in, and all of the songs that I am writing, all the stuff that I'm writing, it's kind of
Hmm.
in the similar zone. So later on, I feel that this line can be over here. This
Yeah, that's your
imagery can
sound.
come
Yeah,
to
it's
this
easier
song.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of a basic process that I follow.
That's very nice. And before we move on to the next song, I know that you played a gig just 2 days ago, right? I mean,
Yeah.
excuse me, it was just an online gig, but then it was a big one, right? I mean, there's a lot of artists together. Tell us about that experience, because these are the times where it's very difficult to come by gigs and
Yeah.
hear a lot of things happening online. People are actually going with that pay as you can. I mean, that kind of a thing format. So, how
Yeah.
was your experience doing this for the session that you did 2 days ago? I think it was for United Group India, right? It was a lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of interesting musicians were there. I couldn't catch it, but then I'll definitely see a repeat of that. But just talk us through
Uh,
your experience of playing an online concert. How challenging was that?
uh, it was a great experience. I must say that even I created this medley just in the days leading up to that event because I wanted
Uh,
to have a set which is a bit different. So I wanted to move on from that. And these events, and I knew that this was coming as well. So that's how it gave me motivation to get down and try the new stuff, the connecting portions, the transitions to
mhm.
that from a very personal standpoint. And from the events point of view, it was great to be associated with all other artists. We had a WhatsApp
Mhm.
group, all the 12 acts that
Okay.
were happening. We had a WhatsApp group and people were sharing stuff
So it's
from
possible
their
to do it.
place.
I mean, that's what the idea I wanted to get, that, even if you want to get 10 people together for an online gig, it's possible.
Definitely,
That's,
definitely, it's possible. And these guys, they really, I mean, nailed it, and they were so gracious and kind to all the artists and in
uh-huh.
communication and everything from day one onwards. Because it's a big thing to have 12 artists all around
It
India. So
is.
there were
It is.
people
It is.
from Mumbai, Pune, Kolkata, and Aizawl, Kalimpong, I think Delhi even. So
Great.
it was brilliant in the way that people are actually cracking the code of how to bring everything online
Yeah.
and still have an audience, and there was
Mhm.
a good amount of participation as
And
well.
I believe you also invested in this setup that I see right now, the pop filter,
Yeah,
the condenser, and everything. So
yeah, yeah.
probably it was playing in your head that probably this is the future, and it's might I might as well set it up at home. So
True,
that's
true,
really great.
true.
That's really great. So tell us about the connecting part of this first song. Waterfall से हम लोग कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
This lady, this female character, Mother Earth, you can call her, or it's Jonathan, and so this lady has not got a fixed character, but of course the cosmos and nature is the background character to all of us. Actually, we also have a mother in ourselves because we are coming out of Mother Earth only in
Wow,
that
that's such a
sense.
lovely thing. Yeah, you said.
So
Beautiful.
uh, So I think I'll sing the next part. So I had this other song about Ashifa,
Okay.
the girl who was raped and murdered in Kashmir
Yeah.
a few
Yeah.
years back. So that was a really, I mean, I had the worst night of my life that night when I actually got down and wrote this song. So
Yeah.
it connects to this next, which you already know, but the listeners don't. So
Yeah.
probably I'll sing that and I'll.
I've been around the world from Hiroshima to Kashmir. I heard bullets roar and men with guns were rising up in cheer. I'm a woman. You can rape, murder, loot, and plunder, but my branches they shall spread. I'll shade the wildflowers screaming by the rivers flowing red. A child is dead. A child was murdered today. She did not know the word communalism. She did not take part in any activism. All her life she only learned to reason right from wrong. A child was murdered today. She knew that red was a flower when spring was around. Blue were the skies drifting in the evening sounds. The color of the night was nowhere found in a rainbow song. Buried in the ground with only her name. The sky was red in anger and blue in pain. And when the sun went down, the darkness came. And on her lonely grave stood a rainbow in vain.
Whoa. Whoa. I have
Uh,
a couple of
Part
questions
two sounds
before
like,
actually.
yeah.
Now, before we move on to the last leg of the episode, I have a few questions, which is particularly regarding your music. I have
Mhm.
asked this to you before, but then I know perspectives keep changing, and a lot has changed in the last 4 5 months or so. That is, I know that you're an avid traveler and you have spent a lot of time in the hills. So I wanted to know that the fact that you are confined for the past few months, like all of us, and for our viewers who don't know, Titash actually used to go on trekking and be lost in the hills and do all sort of things that we can only imagine doing in our daily grind. So that guy from there right now is sitting in his home. So how are you, feeling in the sense that how are you keeping yourself motivated to write more songs? Because I believe a lot of your music has got to do with your travel experiences and also the people that you have met. Because that's what usually helps us write down songs or anything that we want to write down in the form of a poetry or anything. So
Yeah.
how are you doing this by not meeting people and by not living your life in the hills and
Yeah.
yeah, just tell me that.
So So that's a huge motivation in itself, that if you can't be actually out there exploring the world, then you just sit and you're confined in your room, then it's even bigger of a motivation to find that connection through music. Music is a great, I mean, medium in that sense, that it can transport you to any kind of world. uh, you can create a world by yourself. So that's how. And um, still
And I
the
believe
lyrical
that.
connections.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, please, please,
So
please, please go on.
I was saying that still the lyrical connections are coming from inspired and influenced and motivated by nature, and exploring the hills and stuff like that. The lyrical connections are still coming from there only.
No, I was coming to that actually. You have a very distinct sound in the sense that even the chords that you use and the kind of guitar playing style that you have, it's got a very nice laid back vibe, and it's got a very it transports you to a different world. It creates a new sound, right? So, uh, what are the things that you can think of when you are writing down a song? What are the images that you have in your head? For example, the Waterfall song. uh, what were you seeing inside your head that you came up with that magical tune?
Actually, I'd be honest, I had come back from a trip to Meghalaya at
Ah,
that time, and I had seen this really beautiful waterfall, but it did not have much water back then because it was winter. So, and that image really stuck in my head, as well as
see, I told you.
I am a huge fan of Eddie Vedder. So he has all these songs about nature, and his ukulele album. It has this
Yes,
song called "You're True."
you're
It
true.
starts with like lonely cliffs and waterfalls. So that lonely cliffs and waterfalls, it also created an image. So
Mhm.
I started building from that image onwards, and then it
Ah,
sort
there
of
you go. That's the stuff.
you, yeah, you sort of try even finding a few rhyming words
Mhm.
somewhere,
But is
and
it
but
always
you don't
necessary to
want to.
find rhyming words, or you can just?
Not very necessary, but just as a tool to, because eh, we are limited. So I feel myself to be a very limited songwriter, because I have heard so many great songwriters
Yeah, that
who,
happens. Yeah.
like Bob Dylan wouldn't just even he rhymed a lot,
Mhm.
but I think it came in a flow, in more of a flow than it happens for a lot of other people. For the
Yeah.
greats, it comes in a flow, and probably some many
And
songs come in one flow. Yeah.
who, who have you been listening to? Because when you are not traveling, you like I'm sure you have been listening to a lot of music at home. So and it happens to me, and I've seen that happen to my musician friends too. That whenever you're listening to two or three artists over a period of time, when you sit down to compose a song, you tend to play chords similar to the sound that you've been hearing. Like for example, today I'm a big fan of Steven Wilson. Now I'm so addicted with the way he uses A major seventh that I have this tendency to play an A major seventh and a D7 in any song that I make. So
Yeah. Yeah.
these kind of things happen. So who have been your inspirations when it comes to music composition?
So, Beatles and Pink Floyd have been huge inspirations. If you talk about only the guitar compositions that I make, uh, so they have been huge influences. And it works like that. Whatever you said about the A7. So
Yeah.
even I heard a story
You
vaguely
feel
that,
like playing
yeah,
it.
so that Paul knew a guy who knew B7 somewhere on the edge of Liverpool, and they all went on a bus to learn the chord B7. Back in the day, there was no internet, and so
Lovely story.
so that's how even it flows, and the knowledge is transferred. And I
Great.
pick up chords and parts from even other songs, and sometimes often I'm also greatly influenced and inspired by Joni Mitchell. Her compositions on the guitar or whatever instrument she's playing, she
Yeah.
plays a lot of instruments. So, and also lyrically, how she mixes them together. They melt together. They are not two separate layers anymore when she's
True.
playing solo, playing an instrument. So that's also a big inspiration. I listen to a lot of Joni Mitchell, Beatles, Pink Floyd. I could never get out of them actually. And right now I am listening to some, some jazz artists. Whatever I get, whatever suggestions I get
Lovely.
on YouTube, I play something. And if I'm liking the vibe, I keep it on for a while.
Great.
I listen some peaceful stuff at night. You should definitely check out the Penguin Cafe Orchestra. Uh,
Okay.
so on YouTube they have got two albums on YouTube, I guess. One is Union Cafe and one is the Red Book. So
Great.
just
Great.
amazing
I'll
vibes,
definitely
amazing
check that out.
vibe. So I'll start this third part. Is the last part of the story song kind of thing.
What is this part called?
This is the Jonathan part. This is
Okay.
the song which is also referred to as Rain in Our Circle, that you and I
Yeah, yeah.
are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
part of. Yeah.
Jonathan flies, doesn't know why all the earthly dreams burn and die on the ground. Jonathan flies in heaven that has always been around. Far away, oh, far away from a world that has gone insane. Jonathan flies higher and higher, far above the clouds, ushering rain. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Rain, drain away the pain. Even if you fail, won't you wash the tears we are crying? The stars, shine your light on the scars of the time we're fighting our wars. When the tambourine man is dying, I'm sitting on a roaring train. The wheels are spitting fire, waiting for the pouring rain, for the wheels to roll to a long desire of rainbows. Guide us on to where the train goes, through the forests of chainsaws, echo in our aspirations. Oceans beyond the browning seashore, where the magic wind blows and Jonathan is flying. I'm stepping off this roaring train. My feet are getting tired. I'll go dancing in the pouring rain, for the feet to run to a long desire of rainbows. Guide us on to where the day goes, through the forest of chainsaws, echo in our aspirations. Night falls beyond the browning seashore, where the magic wind blows and Jonathan is flying. Sky, you know it's not a lie, and you know there's no denying. what it's all about. And I can hear you sighing, and it brings rain. 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 Many, many years ago, I was born within the sky. Many, many years have passed, I've been swerving through the time. I'm everything that you came here for. You'll find no less and you'll get no more. I was here the day you were born, and I will take you in my arms the day you die.
Oh, oh, oh. I am not kidding, but I'm actually having goosebumps because you know what? I was trying to feel the connect between the three songs, and I actually could uh, feel it very properly. And because I was listening to the words so distinctly on my earphones, brilliant stuff, man. Thank you so much for taking time out. Just very quickly, where can people find your music? Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Just tell us all your links.
Till now I have not an organized channel as such, but they can go to YouTube. There's a channel called Titash Music which I started recently during this lockdown only.
Okay.
So it also has some guitar lessons because I'm doing teaching, and
Mhm,
I want to document some of the
mhm.
how I am seeing theory in some of these songs that inspire me a lot. And
Ah,
there's one
nice.
ukulele original as well.
Wow.
Like it's an instrumental on the ukulele which I created recently, and
Mhm,
I haven't got these originals properly recorded, but that's the next thing. And I want to start with this medley, uh,
mhm.
so I want to polish this up because this is very fresh and raw, so this needs a lot of
I love it
polishing.
anyway. I'm sure it's going to get better. And
And yeah.
if you could name three musicians that you are listening to right now from the indie circuit of India, which people should definitely check out.
It's a very difficult question for me
Whichever
to
name
be.
comes to your mind first,
Uh,
whoever it can be.
I am listening to whatever Tatai is playing. He Bijit
Mhm.
Bhattacharya. People should definitely check him out. He's
Yeah, the bass player. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So the Aditi Ramesh trio, and I think they
Oh
are
yeah, Aditi. He's
right
playing with
now at
Aditi. That's great.
yeah.
Great.
And Pul, so he's doing a great job. He's even creating some of his own stuff, but
Mhm.
that he sends to me personally. And there's a lot of stuff that he has made which he plans to launch and release in some time in the near future.
Great.
So all the best to him for
Great.
that. So that's the Tata is one name which I like to
Superb.
mention
A big
because he's
shout out
very
to you,
close to
Vijit
me.
Bhattacharya and Aditi
Yeah,
Ramesh.
yeah.
So thank you so much, Titash, for joining us. It's been really great as usual to have you and talk about music and talk about songwriting. And I wish there are better experiences in the coming year. Thank you so much, Titash, and wishing you all the
Welcome,
best.
man.
And the people who like your music can definitely come and listen to this session on Replay Original. That's the YouTube channel we are doing this for. And please come, like, and subscribe if you really like the stuff that we are doing. We are trying to keep it like strictly original and independent.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
yeah.
guys.
It was a pleasure being with you, in like conversing with you on music and songwriting again. Thank you so much for having me, and I will definitely follow the channel and the activities of the independent scene because I feel that I'm slowly creeping into that scene right now.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you so much.
Welcome.